For centuries, Stonehenge was a mystery, a silent circle of stones. But when a powerful AI analyzed thousands of years of data, it uncovered something no human ever saw: a system. These stones weren't just monuments, they were part of a machine, one built to manipulate sound, magnetism, and even the sky. And now, experts fear it had a purpose, one designed to influence the human mind. This wasn't worship, it was control. Stonehenge, not just stones. The AI finds a system. It began quietly, not with a shovel in the ground, but with code in a server. A next-gen AI was fed something no single human mind could ever process. Over 4,000 years of archaeology, material science, astronomy, acoustics, and geomagnetic data. The mission? Decode Stonehenge. What it found didn't just challenge assumptions. It flipped the entire story. The AI didn't see stones, it saw a system, layered, coordinated, designed. Beneath the surface, it uncovered recurring behaviors in how different stones vibrate, how they respond to magnetic fields, and how their placements correspond to precise celestial geometries. These weren't random rock choices. The bluestones, hauled over 150 miles from Wales, carried strange acoustic signatures. The massive sarsens, weighing up to 30 tons, showed consistent magnetic orientation. Only when all these layers were combined did something new appear: an integrated model of sound, space, and sky. This isn't a monument, said Dr. Helena Mirren, a lead AI analyst on the project. It's an instrument, a machine built from the Earth itself. The AI proved that Stonehenge only makes sense when you treat physics as the blueprint. The implications were immediate and disturbing. If this was designed to harness natural forces, then the builders weren't just tribal craftsmen. They were systems engineers, and this system was meant to do something. But to understand how far they reached, we need to look at where these stones came from and what it took to move them. The impossible origins. Stones from all over Britain. Stonehenge isn't just built from stones, it's built from decisions, ones that spanned entire regions of ancient Britain. The AI, cross-referencing geochemical data, logistical models, and quarry records, found something shocking. The materials didn't come from one place. They came from everywhere. We already knew about the Preseli Hills in southwest Wales, the source of the mysterious bluestones. But the AI confirmed something more complex. The sarsens, weighing up to 30 tons, came from Marlborough Downs, 20 miles north. Then came the real twist. The altar stone, long assumed to be local, didn't match anything nearby. Its closest mineral match? The Orcadian Basin, nearly 600 miles away in Scotland. This wasn't just a case of local collection. It was massive-scale transportation. Across rivers, hills, and sea, stones were floated, dragged, and rolled across unforgiving terrain using methods we still don't fully understand. One thing is certain: this required advanced navigation, coordinated labor, and an intelligent distribution network. The people who moved these stones weren't isolated tribes. They were part of something bigger. Stonehenge is not a village effort, said Dr. Malcolm Baird, geologist and AI collaborator. It's an infrastructure project on a scale we thought impossible for its time. The AI even revealed links between far-off quarry sites, implying interconnected supply chains, possibly even political alliances, stretching across prehistoric Britain. And when you understand how far they went to gather the stones, you start to ask, why those specific stones? What made them worth the journey? The answer lies not in the weight, but in the way they behave, in sound, in magnetism, and in how they respond to forces we're only now starting to measure. Ancient engineering, resonance, magnetism, and sound. The AI wasn't just looking at stone shapes, it was listening, measuring, testing. And what it discovered turned ancient architecture into ancient engineering. When it analyzed the physical makeup of the bluestones and sarsens, a hidden layer of design became impossible to ignore. Each stone type had a purpose. Bluestones, rich in dolerite, responded to vibrations with precise resonant frequencies. The sarsens, dense and dry, aligned with geomagnetic fields. The AI mapped the way each stone reacted to low-frequency sound, temperature shifts, and even magnetic pressure from the Earth's core. This wasn't random placement. It was functional selection. When the stones were modeled together in a full-scale simulation, the circle wasn't just a space, it was a machine. Sound waves moved predictably. Magnetic lines pulsed in patterns. Stonehenge wasn't reacting to its environment. It was interacting with it. "There are no accidents in this layout," said Dr. Lee Stanton, acoustic physicist. "The stones do things, and they do them together." Which leads to the next breakthrough, something long suspected but never proven until now. Stonehenge was meant to be heard. Stonehenge is a sonic environment. At the University of Salford, researchers ran acoustic models through a full-scale Stonehenge reconstruction. Inside the circle, sound didn't behave normally. Echoes didn't bounce. They swirled. They bent. Nearby noises became stronger inside the monument, while fading to silence outside it. It was like a bubble of sound, engineered to amplify within and disappear without. The inner stones broke up sharp echoes, creating a smooth, reverberating field. The AI highlighted zones where low-frequency waves or infrasound concentrated. These are sounds below 20 hertz. You don't hear them, you feel them, deep in your chest, in your bones, and most importantly, in your emotions. Stonehenge wasn't just a circle of rocks, it was an experience, a sound field designed to stir something inside the body. "You can't hear infrasound," said Dr. Milo Reyes, psychoacoustic expert, "but your brain responds to it with awe, fear, or even euphoria." The stones weren't just standing, they were singing, not loudly but powerfully, designed to influence those who entered the space, to control what they felt, not just what they saw. And that brings us to the deeper layer, what this place did to the mind, and why it was built to shape human perception. A structure for human perception. Once you understand the sound, the next question is, what did it do to the people inside? The AI's analysis of infrasound effects combined with spatial modeling painted a clear picture. Stonehenge wasn't just built to be seen, it was built to be felt. Studies show infrasound can trigger powerful emotional responses, from deep calm to anxiety, even spiritual awe. These aren't myths, they're measurable effects in controlled environments. The monument's shape and material design concentrated these frequencies in the center of the circle. If you stood there, you wouldn't just hear sound, you'd be physically moved by it. "It's emotional architecture," said neuroscientist Dr. Amira Foss. "Stonehenge creates a sensory shift. It changes how your brain processes reality." This wasn't accident or tradition. It was technology, a prehistoric system built to guide the human mind during rituals, gatherings, or possibly even altered states of consciousness. The combination of geometry, magnetics, and acoustics gave the builders a way to shape experience, not just behavior. It's a design that manipulates mood, focus, and group emotion. It's the kind of precision that makes you rethink the word primitive. And yet, there's more. Because all of this, the sound, the stones, the sensations, was built around one other force. One that still rules our lives today. The Skadianum. Celestial code, beyond the solstice. We've long known Stonehenge aligns with the summer and winter solstices. But the AI went deeper. It reconstructed the night sky as it appeared 5,000 years ago, then ran alignment tests across every angle of the structure. What it found shocked astronomers. There's a second axis, one pointing not at the sun, but toward a seemingly empty patch of sky. But that space wasn't empty in 3000 BCE. It aligned with a now-shifted star group known to ancient navigators, one tied to long-lost lunar cycles. The monument didn't just track the sun. It encoded a larger cosmic rhythm, one that included lunar standstills, rare events repeating every 18.6 years. This was astronomical coding, said Dr. Leon Osei, astrophysics historian. The layout isn't symbolic. It's mathematical precision, built for function, not ceremony. The alignment patterns weren't just about watching the heavens, they were activating the monument. At specific times, under specific skies, the system likely behaved differently, Infrasound patterns shifted, shadows fell into geometric shapes, energy moved through the stones in ways we've only just begun to understand. Stonehenge wasn't built to worship the sky, it was built to interact with it. Centralized coordination, not tribal but organized. For centuries, we imagined Stonehenge as a group effort, clans or tribes working together out of shared belief. But the AI's social modeling disagreed. When it ran probability simulations, it found that decentralized groups couldn't have pulled this off. The complexity was too high, the labor too long, the logistics too advanced. This was not a community project. It was a coordinated system, likely overseen by a central authority. One with knowledge of astronomy, engineering, and human psychology. The modeling suggested tens of thousands of hours in labor organization, resource transport, and design oversight, sustained over generations. There had to be leadership, said Dr. Rafi Singh, an expert in prehistoric societal dynamics. Not just kings or shamans, but planners, people who understood not just what to build, but why. The widespread stone sourcing from Wales, Wiltshire, and Scotland wasn't just practical, it was political. Some stones may have been tributes, others symbols of regional control or status. Their presence at the monument implies social hierarchy and possibly even early statecraft. In short, Stonehenge wasn't just a spiritual site, it was a command center, one that blended science, ceremony, and power. And every piece of it may have been timed to the slow ticking of a cosmic clock, especially during a rare event that only happens once every 2 decades. The lunar standstill, a cosmic trigger. Every 18.6 years, the moon performs a celestial trick. It rises and sets at its most extreme points on the horizon, a phenomenon called the major lunar standstill. It's subtle but unmistakable if you're watching. And at Stonehenge, someone was watching. The AI cross-referenced the station stones, a lesser-known rectangle within the circle, and found they aligned perfectly with the moon's most extreme rise and set points during this rare event. This wasn't luck. It was intentional astronomy, using the stones as a long-term lunar tracker. The Aubrey holes, early circular pits around the monument, also align with these cycles. And in one cluster, researchers found signs of repeated cremation rituals, timed almost exactly with the standstill's 18-year rhythm. It's not about just looking at the sky, said Dr. Ewan Patel, lunar calendar specialist. It's about acting when the sky changes. These alignments suggest Stonehenge was not just a calendar, it was a trigger mechanism. A place that activated certain rituals, sounds, or ceremonies only when the moon returned to its extreme. To a society tuned into the heavens, this cycle might have been seen as a moment of cosmic permission, when the monument itself was at its most powerful, when earth, stone, and sky locked into place, and maybe, just maybe, that was the moment it all came alive. Unification theory, politics and identity. If Stonehenge was a machine, it also had a message, one that wasn't just carved in stone, but built into the land itself. The AI's cross-analysis of genetic, cultural, and material data revealed something larger than any single tribe, a network, one that stretched across regions, beliefs, and even oceans. During the time of Stonehenge's peak construction, around 2500 BCE, Britain was changing fast. There were shifts in genetics, signs of new trade with Europe, and the arrival of beaker culture. Parker Pearson's earlier research had suggested the site represented unity. The AI now shows that was more than theory. It was design. The stones were sourced from distant regions, not just because of their properties, but because of what they represented: political alliance, social order, or cultural dominance. Stonehenge may have been a statement, not of worship, but of identity. This wasn't just a sacred site, said Dr. Hannah Ruiz, AI socio-political analyst. It was a monument to unity, or power. Maybe both. Its construction could have been a message to rival groups: we control time, sound, and the sky, or perhaps a symbol to bind diverse peoples under one rhythm, the rhythm of celestial cycles, an engineered experience. And now, with all that known, only one question remains. What was it preparing for? The final purpose. What were they preparing for? The AI laid out the math, the humans gave it meaning. When everything was brought together, the celestial alignments, the magnetic interactions, the acoustic simulations, and the underlying geometric code, a single idea began to surface. Stonehenge wasn't just a marker of the past. It was engineered for a moment yet to come, a moment the builders may have never lived to see, but believed would arrive. We still don't know exactly what that moment was, but the structure behaves like a triggered system, one that operates in cycles, responding only when certain rare conditions are met, like the lunar standstill occurring every 18.6 years, or a multi-body alignment we haven't yet reconstructed. The AI identified a recurring pattern, not just in the stars, but in the layout of the stones, in the energy flows, and even in the distribution of ritual objects buried beneath. It wasn't built to stand still, it was built to activate. Some theorists now wonder, was Stonehenge designed to prepare the human mind for something? A shift in thinking, a group transformation, a collective awakening? Was it meant to modulate human consciousness through infrasound, geometry, and celestial synchronization? Or could it have been even more ambitious? A signal station, broadcasting intent or awareness to something beyond this world. A place where Earth's ancient peoples tried to speak with the sky, not in words but in structure. Geometry doesn't lie, said Dr. Mirren, AI lead and systems physicist, but interpretation is human. And right now, the stones are saying something we still don't fully understand. It's as if they were left here, waiting for the right eyes to see them, because in the end, Stonehenge may have always been a message, encoded in rock, sound, and star paths. A message not just for gods or ancestors, but for us. The question isn't just what it's saying anymore. The question is, now that we finally have the tools to listen, are we ready to hear it? The AI decoded the structure. The data revealed intent. Stonehenge wasn't a relic, it was a tool, and not a tool for farming or timekeeping. A tool for psychological influence. A sensory machine designed to affect perception, emotion, maybe even belief. It was waiting for cosmic cycles to return, and now they're returning. This isn't just archaeology anymore. It's a warning. The question isn't what Stonehenge was built for. The question is it about to begin again?